I'm Nancy Rabelais, and I'm the Executive Director of Louisiana University's Marine Consortium. There are many areas in the world's ocean, especially in the coastal ocean, where human beings have affected the landscape, therefore affects the fresh water, the runoff, and the nutrient loads that go to the ocean have caused problems with coastal water quality. And one of those problems is the area of low oxygen, sometimes called the dead zone, because fish and shrimp, things that need oxygen, just can't live there. So there's the state of New Jersey, the state of Massachusetts, the state of Connecticut, that just doesn't have suitable habitat for all of these organisms that contribute to our healthy living marine resources in the Gulf of Mexico. It just doesn't happen there in the summertime. As with most watersheds that have high population or heavy industrialization or a lot of agriculture, a lot of nutrients drain off those lands and into the adjacent streams and the rivers and then reaches the coastal ocean.
We are a poster child in that sense. It's a metric to evaluate how well the agricultural system, well indeed the whole watershed is in terms of its environmental quality. But this means that the state interest offshore should be coupled with the state interest for restoring these wetlands, or at least not losing as many. And we don't want to lose more than we have to by policies that are well-intentioned, but they're maybe not thought through.
Once a year we do a survey of the area of low oxygen across the Louisiana shelf. The main purpose of the cruise is to map the area of low oxygen. The size was lower than predicted this summer, but it was still very large, well above the 5-year average and the long-term average, and certainly not anywhere near the goal of 5,000 square kilometers.
The central constructive element of universities is to be an arbiter for what is happening and do it in an objective way, because there's always somebody to blame, you might say, and we're not trying to blame anybody, we're trying to understand how it moves forward, and that's the role of higher education. It's very important to have this independent research going on without being too entangled with the subjective elements.
We've been conducting this research for quite some time and hope to continue into the future, because the more we learn about this system, the more it can apply to other systems around the world that are undergoing the same changes. We want to link the research in the Gulf of Mexico and the research in the Mississippi River watershed to find solutions to try to improve the water quality both in the Mississippi River Basin and in the Gulf of Mexico for the benefit of people who live in the Midwest and people who live in the Gulf and depend on resources in different ways.